worsen feelings of pandemic fatigue?
I think Singapore being very small and there's only a limited number of places that we can go to was already taking a toll on the nation, and whether you're in the neighboring countries where there are more states to travel to, more wide spaces, big spaces to go to, that already helps. And I think Singapore is doing its utmost best, I must say, right? Just that there will be times where the virus gets to us a little bit more and we have to deal with it. I think for all of us to understand that, that this will pass. It will pass, and to hang in there. I know it is difficult for all of us, but the brain is trying to find its way out and cannot find its way out. But, knowing that there is an endpoint to it all helps a lot. So hope helps a lot.
Definitely. There's one New York Times article that talks about languishing. So this sense of stagnation, not feeling motivated to really do anything. Do you think that could be one factor in terms of why we're seeing complacency among some people who are reluctant to follow safety measures? And do you think individual psyches play into the global response to how we deal with this pandemic?
I think it's part of that whole fatigue, the pandemic fatigue, right? It is not just complacency. I think it's tiredness, exhaustion, that's burnt out from this entire situation, and that loss of motivation, because suddenly we become very depressive, anxious, bored, and that all contributes to, let's just give up already, because we really don't know how long we're going to ride this storm for.
So before we let you go, Dr. Tan, how do we deal with it? What can help?
I don't know. This is it's something that all of us, not that I don't know, but all of us can deal with it together. And I want to encourage everyone, right? Life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass, but learning how to dance in the rain. And this is something that I want to give to everyone today. Don't compare, but let's dance in the rain today.
All right, Dr. Tang, thank you very much. That was Geraldine Tan, principal psychologist at the therapy room. Well, ending the pandemic and preventing the next one, that's the focus of the annual meeting of the World Health Assembly that begins today.
The session will be held virtually until next Monday. The Assembly is the World Health Organization's highest decision-making body, attended by delegations from all over the world. It comes amid continuing finger-pointing around the UN Health Agency's handling of the pandemic, and possibly a new development in the debate around the origins of the coronavirus.
A report in the Wall Street Journal today on previously undisclosed U.S. intelligence suggests researchers from China's Wuhan Institute of Virology fell ill with COVID-19 symptoms as early as November 2019. It could potentially add weight to growing calls for a fuller probe into whether the virus escaped from the lab.
But while scientists debate, the numbers keep piling up. Global infections rose more than 40-fold over the past year to more than 166 million. Deaths increased 11-fold to more than 3.4 million.
We spoke with Stephen Morrison, director of the Global Health Policy Center at the Center for Strategic and International Studies. He told us whether China will face an increase in pressure and scrutiny over the notion of a lab leak in Wuhan.
WHO has chronic weaknesses, and these are detailed along with recommended remedies in that analysis. The independent panel decided not to assign blame, and it ducked the question of talking about what China did, what the United States did, the failures in Brazil, the major failures around the world, of which there are many, many. It made broad statements. If you go to the chronology, the very detailed chronology that's included in the report, that's pretty damning. But it shied away from naming names and really putting the finger on China. The origin debate remains unresolved. There continue to be statements coming from very credible and serious scientists detailing the proposition that this could have happened and needs to be investigated. There needs to be lab records, safety logs, and the like shared and disclosed. And there's going to be a lot of pressure this week upon the Chinese coming from multiple directions. Whether it's successful or not is too early to tell.
Still ahead, we'll get you set up with market moves in China as Asian investors weigh volatile trading on high-risk assets. Plus, global economic activity thriving despite reinstated lockdowns. We discuss how this plays into the market's outlook with a guest. And buskers in Singapore go digital to adapt to tough times.
Breaking news.
Chanting for Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha to step down.
We will be seeing sporadic protests flare up from time and time again.
Key developments.
37th ASEAN Summit.
Live events. Analysis and perspectives.
We will really be seeing vaccines soon.
Imports, which were expected to grow slightly, contracted 2.1%.
News that matters. Asia Now, daily. On CNA.
There was a huge manhunt for this man.
Podcast producer Rovik Roberts investigates a mysterious murder from the past.
This is a spicy case. Spicy.
To understand how Singapore turned from a city of vice.
Singapore was a Chicago of the East. Clashes and shootings were rampant.
Into one of the safest in the world.
When the caning started, holy smoke, it was a game changer.
Into the Vault 3, Wednesday on CNA.
It's a human catastrophe of epic proportions. Thousands are dying every day in India as it battles the raging coronavirus crisis.
हमारे सामने उन्होंने दम तोड़ा, हम कुछ नहीं कर पाए.
मेरी वाइफ चली गई, मेरे दोनों ब्रदर इन लॉ गए और मदर इन लॉ एक्सपायर्ड हो गई.
Has India lost control of the pandemic?
If you step out right now, you step out to die.
India's COVID catastrophe. Insight, Thursday on CNA.
They treat me like a slave.
तो एक के चलती हजारों आदमी भूखे मर जाते हैं.
मैं तो सोचता था कि मैं कहीं मम्मी को मैं बहुत बोलता था, मम्मी मुझे कुछ अच्छा पॉइजन दे दो कि मैं मर जाऊं.
Oh my God, they've been blasting the wrecks.
A brand new season of Undercover Asia. Every day, the financial world goes through dramatic rise and falls. We'll track the biggest market movers and show you where the opportunities lie. Get the experts' take on the performance of key indices. Plus all the analysis to help you understand forces driving global economies. The daily business news you need. Only on CNA. This segment is brought to you by Xeon Corporation.
What is Bangkok without its food? In Thai, people greet each other asking, "Kin khao ri yang?" Have you eaten already? There are few better places to see the city come alive than on its sidewalks. But while once enjoying a meal, another might wonder if the prices will remain the same, or if small businesses like these can make ends meet. That is on the minds of many Thais these days, as life gets ever more hectic. But at least for a little while, one can take pause and savor what the city has to offer.
Welcome back to Asia First, getting you a check on the markets in the Greater China region as it joins the trading session. It is a very mixed picture, but if you look at the benchmark on the mainland, it's flat on the Shanghai Comp and also some negativity on Hong Kong's Hang Seng, dragged by some of the tech plays. I'll show that to you in a bit, but Shenzhen Component also up just a touch, while the CSI 300, which tracks those big caps, also seeing some positive performance. Let's take you to the shares of some of the big tech companies in China. Baidu, for one, 3% lower. We're also seeing Kuaishou, that's reported earnings, 3.5% weaker. NetEase, JD.com also seeing a fair bit of weaknesses on the back of concerns of those high, lofty valuations.